Dramatics, welcome back. So we just completed episode 14 of To the End of the Moon, and
it was a frustrating episode.
It absolutely was. It's already been like an accumulation of frustration, starting from the last bit of the episode when Teen One had woke up and slithered her way in between our two lovers here. Mm-hmm. And now the fruits of her labor is evident in this episode, where it's crazy because like we had just finished Undercover Affair and we were discussing that, where that couple was the epitome of trust, where Ling Yi was just like, I know what you gotta go and do what you gotta do. I trust you. I believe in you. Yeah. But they still checked bases with each other at each and every turn. Yeah. This couple, all it took for them was to just say, like, how are you been doing?
Yes. So, like just checking in.
Yes.
Just like, hey, I haven't heard from you. I haven't seen you. You know, I know we wanted to do our dual cultivation things. You haven't been showing up. Are you okay? And it's not like Mingy doesn't know where, like, Jiu is. Like, he knows where she sleeps. Like, yes. He could easily just, like, kind of wait out there and be like, hey, I want to catch you. But the way that Tianwan has put her hooks into both of them, and them not even questioning, like, wait a minute, that feels off.
Right.
Like, and yeah, granted, I know that first 100 days, the 3 months is like their honeymoon period where everything's wonderful and nice and great. And, you know, relationships change over time, but the fact that they never even bothered to question this, why, like, we were talking about how she never asked why the tree was cut down. Like, she just showed up and it was just cut down. And she's like, oh, that's sad. And feeding off of what Tianwan being the go-between.
Right.
Oh, yeah, well, he said to cut it down, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, you're not questioning this after he marveled over the fruit and everything?
Right.
And it was just this, and we've talked about this before. We hate when there's a simple, like, you can just go over there and have a conversation and solve all this.
Absolutely.
Like, a simple 15-minute talk could change all of this.
Yes.
And then those big, massive wars coming up. The Devil Lord is trying to create this big array. So, you know, the gods are all like, you know what, this might be a last push. Like, we might not make it, including Mingy. And he's kind of like trying to come to terms with that. And in his effort in quote unquote trying to protect her, he served her divorce papers. And again, there's no conversation, no like, hey, things are gonna go bad. I don't know if I'm gonna make it back home. What do you want to do? And let her be involved in this choice or whatever.
Have her decide what she wants to do. I'm gonna be with you to the end, or deuces. He never checked in with her
at all.
And especially since he had already gotten like tendrils from Tihuan that she was getting her care from somebody else, and so he's going with the assumption, oh, she found someone else to love. I'm like, if you hadn't even talked to her before your wedding about how much she had already been in love with you, she marveled you. Talking is such a key communication in any relationship, y'all. Open your mouth.
And
do
the
it.
Thing is, too, especially, you know, with her, you know, bathing in that pool, you know, had he checked on her at all, he would have noticed her hands and be like, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
What is this?
Right.
And I would have hoped finally lost his shit and went off on T1, but they don't talk. And then when, you know, she gets the divorce paper, she's like, I need to go talk to him right now. I'm like, where was this energy? All this
beforehand. And then,
why did you do this sooner?
And then he did like that frustrating thing of putting up that wall where it seems like he could see her, but she couldn't see him.
Yeah.
And
put up a literal physical barrier.
A literal physical barrier, but also like that's mentally blocking himself because he's already, I guess, sacrificed his ideals for the cause. He's going to go down with this devil god because he knows the possibility he can't come back from. But he's already putting up a wall of emotions between the two of them. And, of course, answering her in the negative when we see as the audience that he's suffering as much as she is.
Yes.
But he's also adding to her pain unnecessarily. That should have been her decision to decide on what to do with your relationship, if she wanted to stay or whatever. And I was also talking about with Bessie here was just that it seemed as if he was thinking that his sacrifice for her sake was almost as equal as her sacrifice for him.
Yeah.
With the whole crystal and giving up her divine essence. And even if the crystal was not in play, she probably would have been like the story that her dad had told her about.
Yeah.
About being the greater sacrifice. She might have given her divine essence to him to save him because she loved him, even from afar, that much.
Yes.
But I'm like, his sacrifice for her, to me, wasn't a balanced scale. It was still very self-serving.
Very selfish.
Like, it is still very selfish,
include her. Like, and I could kind of understand from the perspective of him, it would be easier for him to let her go because he knows he might not come back. He might not see her again. But still...
Let that be her decision.
Let that be her decision. Because she said from the very beginning, she's like, it'd be cool to fight with you. I want to learn swordsmanship. I want to learn, I have bow and arrow skills.
Yes.
I would rather fight with you.
Right.
And that would be something that he probably knows she would choose. Had T1 had not been in the picture, that would have been something that she would have chosen for herself. Like, we fight together, we die together. Like, we're ride or die. But the way that she was asking him, like, did you ever have feelings for me? And he's like, never. And I'm like, bro, this is hurting you just as much as her.
He's up there crying too. I'm like,
yeah. And of course, he's turned away so she can't see his expressions. And I'm like, that alone right there lets me know you're a liar. Like,
right.
You're I don't know why you're doing this, but it's not right. And then the part we were talking about especially was when she goes to visit him. Mm-hmm. He's 3 sheets to the wind because he's been drinking. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh Lord, not this. And then she's like, you owe me a wedding night. We never got a wedding night. And instead of, like, because he's already inebriated, so that creates a whole set of problems consent wise. But then she puts this toxic orb into him, so he has no voice. He can't consent. He can't object. And they end up, doing the devil's tango, and it's just like,
yeah.
It
doesn't erase either things because
it doesn't make it better.
It doesn't at all. And like we had touched base on this where he put up the emotional wall and then she also like put that silence on like, I don't want to hear what you have to say. It's like, I'm kind of done talking about this whole situation, but I'm going to get from you what I want. And I think like that's the first time of her being selfish. Yeah. I couldn't really say like her being in love with him and following him and wanting to marry him as a selfish thing is something she wanted for herself. Yes, but she still was very selfless in her love for him at the time. I wish she hadn't done the orb thing. Like, that's already kind of making it because like you said, it was already dicey with him being already like inebriated and stuff. So, and already in his man feelings.
And also, it's the first time that you really see her as like a demon. Like, you forget that she's a demon, and that situation right there, it's like
that was demon activity right there.
This is how you could use your powers for bad things if she wanted to. And even with all the feelings and stuff, if he wasn't inebriated, I don't know. Like, I feel like he would have given in just so he had a night.
Absolutely. Because you can tell, like, even before she even did that, he was still, like, reaching out for her, like, in a gentle way. Because he probably was also not sure if she was real, that she was probably an illusion. She's like, oh, no, I'm real. Here's his orb. I'm like, you didn't need any of that. I think, like you said, he would have been willingly to do that. And then maybe after all of his stuff had worn off, and if she had stayed, he would have been like, let's finally talk it out. But of course, this is just going to be, I think, a complete series of circumstances or things happening seconds too late. And it's going to be such an angsty dirge. It is. I can just feel it.
And then we figure out she doesn't go back home like he intends her to. She's off in the mortar realm somewhere, but she doesn't go home. Yeah. And we're like,
Well, because you had brought up a good point when we were watching it, is because it's like, if she goes home, then like, dad and brother are about to go like march onto his doorstep and like, what gives?
Exactly.
What did you do to my sister?
And brother,
especially like with like I'm sure she also couldn't come home and show them like what's happening with her hands because then it looks like he's been abusing her.
Exactly.
So,
and that would have added a whole layer of
oh, there would have been war from the sea then.
Yeah,
like Poseidon would have been beside himself. Okay,
the brother already threatened him like, if you F this up, I'm coming for you. So
absolutely.
So yeah, so we were like, okay, where is she? Where did she go? And then meanwhile, the war begins, and again, the gods are all kind of at the understanding like we need to, shut this down at all costs. Mm-hmm. If we die, then at least we need to die making sure that the world is protected. Because this is like the end all be all of wars.
Right.
And the fight begins, and Gigi, I think.
The god of the cosmos.
Yeah, so him.
Or god of time.
God of time, God of cosmos. Him and Mingy, go out to kind of start the war and start fighting with the Demon Lord. And they're having to fight the underlings, the baddies and stuff. And the Demon Lord is like, he's not taking any hits.
He's not even bothered. He's sitting here like one arm swat you away. And Mingy is up there bouncing all over the place. And like the Dark Lord, I call Dark. I mean, technically, yeah. But he's essentially just like, not bothered. Like,
this is all you got?
This
really?
is all you got. Like,
I'm bored.
This is... It's like, you know what?
Well, y'all are just gnats. Like, can I just kill already?
I'm already done. It's like, luckily I'm concentrating on what I'm trying to do with this array. Of course, like, Mingy being there and GZ to the... I couldn't want to call him Jay-Z, but H to the Izzo. But all the while with them being in the devil room with them, they were distracting all the other gods to set up pretty much like an entrapment for the devil god to hold him so they can take out and retrieve his evil bone so they can go and seal it away in their tower. I'm like, I already knew about that guy. It's like, you already had the two that we already met at episode 1 on Till the End of the Moon, but there's the third one, of course, that does not exist anymore. Yeah. You find out that he had like a phoenix feather of the god of the universe.
Yes.
And used that to get a portal for the devil god to get out of the entrapment case and stuff. I'm like, oh.
And what's crazy is the person that did it was married to the god of the universe and left her for his own ambition. And so
it gave me such Anakin feelings of just like, I'm doing this to protect you. It's for us. And it's like, you didn't discuss this with me because I'm sure if you had asked her, she would have been like, all I want is to be with you and whatever family that we have, we raise them and be nice. But he reminds me of a lot of these people who are just intimidated that their wife has like a higher paying job.
Yes!
And so just like, that's what he's coming off as. Like,
trying to like undermine her.
And shortcut too.
She's a straight up god. Mm-hmm. She's a goddess. So she's trying to steal the evil bone while everybody else is fighting, and then the other gods are trying to keep everybody else contained in the demon realm and stuff. And he's like, give me that evil bone. We can rule together and da-da-da.
That's when I'm like, seal it, Darth Vader. I can't deal with it.
You can see the gods of the universe like so disgusted with him. It's like, you wanted this for your own ambition. Like, this is what you're about. Like, he tries to take her out. And luckily, Mingy is right there to like... shut it down.
He's like, and get off my plane. I'm like, okay, I love all of that.
The demon lord, the devil lord, he's like trying to go at the goddess of the universe. Mingy's like, not today.
Not today, swap.
And it's not looking too good because he ends up having to leave DJ alone in the demon realm.
Well, because like DJ did like a magnificent twirl of getting him through the portal to follow the devil god while he distracted all the other minions to keep them at bay so that Mingy can just go through and just try to give chase. And we also know
where he ends up.
Where he eventually will end up.
He's
and so
the barren abyss. And that's where they're fighting right now. So we know what his fate is going to be. He's like, hey, you know what? I got to do what I got to do. Right. You have a bigger role in this. You need to go. You need to get out of here. I got this. I'm good.
And what's also like just sad about this whole thing, because we already know that the gods do not exist. And so now it's just a matter of like, okay, so what ended up happening to everybody?
Yeah.
We also know that the other two cohorts of the Demon Lord, they're fine. Mm-hmm. It's because, they are 500 or not even 500 years. This is 10,000 years plus the 500 from our current timestamp where we are with Yishu and Tantai Jin. was like, what happened to them after this war was done? We probably might find out eventually, but it makes me wonder, like, okay, what happened to all these people to where we got to where we were? Because it seemed as if, like, by the time we got to our current time frame with Tentaijin and Nishu, is that Jeezy was still alive up until a certain point. And of course Ming Yi was, because he's the dragon. And so it's like, what happened to everybody else?
And it feels like he kind of sealed himself, kind of like Avatar: Last Airbender. He, like, you know, as a protective measure, like, oh wait, I'm about to drown, let me seal myself in.
Or maybe it might be his payment for mistakes he made. It could be his not necessarily his regret, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
His repentance. Yeah. This is like what he's doing on behalf of him not doing what he was supposed to. I think that's like probably a part of it. But it makes me wonder, like, okay, what happened to all the other gods and beings?
And I think too, because, you know, knowing the how dire this battle was going to be, it was we're not coming back. We need a contingency plan, and everything falls to shit. And what do we do? And so I think he already had it in his mind, like, okay, if shit comes to the fan, then, all right, I got a plan. I just got to get Mingy out of here, and then let him do his work, and then we'll figure the rest out. So, but yeah, we ended just as the Demon Lord had gotten to the pillar, was about to take the evil bone, and it's not looking good. It isn't. We're just like, oh no.
It's like things have turned so off. I'm like, I hate that, like, we got that little ray of hope where it's just like, okay, everything is fine. Everyone seems like they're okay. He's entrapped in this encasement, but it's just like, they got a caveat with the Phoenix Feather. And so, but I'm like, we were all in our, like, Captain Planet and Care Bear Stairs kind of thing with the gods doing that from above. Because I'm sitting there like, okay, so here are the gods here on, Ming Yi and the god of the universe and Jeezy. Where's everyone else? Like, oh, they're still up above, pretty much like
containing them, because they need every single person on deck. They can't afford to spare someone for reinforcement for the others. So it's like,
and they're also helping with ground troops, and like stirring up and making like tornadoes and stuff like that, stirring up sand and like taking out a whole bunch of troops. So they're doing double duty until they knew it was time to seal him in. And so now they're just like, okay, now what do we do? So I'm on pins and needles. I don't have a good feeling.
It's going to be bad. And we also talked about how Jiyu still had a chunk of Mingy's armor. And so we were like, oh God, that's going to be his Achilles heel. Yes. That one place he's not protected.
Yes.
And I, because I was wondering, what was she going to do with that piece now that they're done with each other? Because that was her only memento that she has of him. Yeah. And like, oh God, I was just like, oh no, the Demon Lord is going to figure out, like, oh, there's his weak spot. And
it also makes me wonder, like, if after all of this and she finds out about like that, like that's exactly where the armor was, like, would she feel bad? Would that, exasperate her to get further into her devil mode that she's already heading to? Like, would it accelerate it? Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
And I was wondering, it made me think, oh crap, he's in battle. I need to join the fight. I need to get this to him so he can survive.
If they had talked, this wouldn't have been a problem.
Exactly. Like,
oh my God. It's like, I'm like, this episode, like, would have already been, like, shortened if some mouths would have been open. Yeah. And there would have been no regret.
And had she known about the upcoming war and where things stood, when she first came over to his place, his room, I would have thought, oh, let me give this back to you. You're going to need it. That's where my mind was at. I was not expecting, hey, let's smash. Right. Even though you can't really consent to it. Right. And I was like, oh, this is not how I wanted y'all to do this.
No, like, not at all. Not at all.
No, like, it's bad he's already drunk, but then him being unable to speak. And
it's like he double did that.
I'm like, it's like, that soured that moment for us.
I did like make the comment like I keep saying, I'm glad that Bai Lu had sent Lil Yunxi all those years ago for Love Is Sweet those K-drama clips, because it did help. It did help. But I'm like, definitely hope to, of course, I know we will redeem the experience for later episodes because it can only go from here because we still got, 26 still left? It is, I'm telling you, it's a dirge, but it's worth it.
This is going to destroy me because I'm like, oh no. I think the next 2 episodes is going to be nothing but tears and pain and loss.
Heartache and regret and what could have been, what should have been if you open your stupid mouth. Yeah. It's like going back to Harry Potter because, we have our Voldemort, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have your Umbridge. And I hate Umbridge more than Voldemort.
Voldemort's just a coward.
He's just a coward, but it's he's basic evil, but she's the epitome of evil that is just
she works within the system using
manipulating and code switching. So T1 is my Umbridge. So I want Umbridge to suffer.
Oh yeah.
So I'm ready for that.
Right, because we have not seen her at all during this battle. I don't know what she's been doing since, and
what can she do? She is the most useless god there is. I'm like, what do you do? Right. Are you supposed to be trained? Because eventually not all gods survive, because like me and you, I'm sure a lot of the other gods eventually were replaced. Others.
Yeah.
So what are you being trained for? What are you going to do?
I have so many issues with her, but I think what would have been a better part of that storyline if T1 had not existed at all, the upcoming concerns about the war and him trying to shut her out from the realities of what's coming and trying to keep things peaceful.
Right.
They wouldn't be communicating as well, but trying to hide the fact that, oh shit, this is a end all be all. Mm. I want her to focus on her immortality and trying to do that.
Right.
I wish they had focused the story around that instead of this, salty second
typical mean girl evil.
Oh my god, I'm gonna poison her because I want this man. And it's like, that baby, he didn't want you. He didn't want you before. He definitely doesn't want you now. And when he finds out that you have been basically harming his wife all this time using very very, very terrible methods, you're gonna face your punishment. I don't know how, but
right. Oh yeah, we did see her briefly because she just saw how he had written out the divorce decree after it was read to Sanjo, and then she was just like, okay, great, and she smiled. I'm like, you can smile all you want to from here to Mars. You're still not going to get that man.
Exactly.
Period. He already has Sanjo so deep in his heart, even to his own stupid detriment.
Oh,
but
it's communicate.
Please do. Please do. But
say something.
I did appreciate, even though I didn't like it, I did appreciate the metaphors of, like I said, the emotional wall and the physical wall he did, and her also doing that same thing with the orb, even though I do not approve of that.
No.
An overall good episode. It's just frustrating. This is lessons learned from what had happened before, because history will repeat itself. What all the current situation that they need to do. The tools are still in there. They just have to pick apart the story to see what all they need to do for this current story.
Where they failed, what could they do better to not make the same mistakes. I'm interested to see how he develops into a dragon protecting the clan, because he's holding it tight. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. I'm gonna cry. I'm already oh no, this battle's not going well. And it doesn't help that the Devil Lord's minions are a lot more powerful than anticipated, and I think that's not helping either. I'm like,
not at all.
If even a god can't get rid of them, how are they going to take down the head dude in charge?
Right.
And one thing that you noticed, that it was the same voice as the guy that's ending. Oh my! Oh no!
Yes.
Oh no!
Yes, because I knew it was always him, but I thought they would use different voice actors. But no, it's the same, and it makes sense. But I am nervous, excited to see what all is going to be contained from there. Will Sangjo and Mingyi meet in some capacity?
I don't know. I'm my heart is breaking already because she did not want to accept the divorce. You could tell he didn't want to write the papers, but he's like,
he should have talked to her.
He should have talked to her, and in his mind, he felt like he was protecting her by letting her go, because at least she can be with someone that she loves, and she doesn't have to worry about me. Whatever happens to me, she's not gonna have to be concerned about. But it's like,
being noble is not exactly the best thing all the time.
And that's not a good noble. When you're not communicating with the person that you're involving in, that's not noble. Mm-hmm. And we had talked about Sanju, sacrificing her own divine essence, but that was in service of her people, because you've brought this down here. The demons are going to come here, and they're going to wipe out all of us.
Right.
And so her sacrifice was for her people, and it was to correct a mistake that she didn't even really make. She just saw them and was like, oh shit, we have to distract them, we have to get them away.
Right.
It wasn't necessarily a mistake that she made. What happened was Tiawan was like,
taking it upon herself.
Took it upon herself, and so she was just trying to correct the mistake that other people made. I guess her goal to help, she's like, I have to take responsibility. Tiawan would never do that.
Absolutely, because she would put the blame on something else. Well, if you had
exactly,
it's like it would have been everyone else's fault but her.
And the fact that she is not above killing innocents to achieve her goals, that tells you everything you need to know.
And I'm sure more are going to die for that same cause.
And plenty have probably died for other reasons. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the next episode. But I'm like, I need to get my Kleenex because I know I'm going to start crying. Because that scene, watching them, like him literally trying not to face her and putting that wall
that hurt.
That was heartbreaking.
That hurt.
I'm like, guys, I need y'all to talk, like, please.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's gonna be bad. All the gods are gonna die, and it's gonna be interesting to see what was the fate of each of them, because we get introduced to them briefly, but there's only like specific ones, like the goddess of the universe, God, king of the cosmos, or whatever. They have a very huge role in this, and
absolutely,
they're not gonna make it,
and some more than others, as we've already met. Like Jizzy just held on just enough to meet with Lee Susu in the Barren Abyss, just to impart her knowledge and also to give her the mirror to the past. And so like so many other guys, and I won't say who because I already know some inklings, so I'll leave that for a surprise for you. That's more involved than you know, but you probably already heard something or heard people talking that eventually when you see the scene unravel, you like, there's the connection. It'll connect back to it. I know we've talked about this one at length, and I know there's going to be more to come because there's definitely going to be more pain, but I'm going to go find me and Bestie a box of tissues, and then we're going to continue on to episode 15, so we'll let you know what our thoughts will be on that one.